This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on
a nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Jet sweep to start the drive. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Back at the 44-yard line.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing is Jackson. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
There's Jackson on. Get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with.
He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And they'll take this all the way down inside the 40. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Touchdown, Chicago!
Number 16.
That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. This is Carson, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
Ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Jefferson.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 13, it's a first down. He was able to escape the pocket and get out of bounds. You like the decision-making?
I love the decision-making, and I love the execution, because you just know that his eyes were darting all over the place. You know, they talk about keeping your head on a swivel, looking for the danger spots where the hits are going to come from. How about him getting all he could out of that run and then getting out of bounds?
And he told us, look, I'm a rookie. I'm waiting for the game to slow down, but it seems like he's processing things pretty well.
He certainly is. He's slowing the game down himself with his actions.
Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The tackle's made here at the Bears 17-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
The quarterback.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Runs up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm is going forward. Incomplete pass. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Okay, but that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder Are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 10-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Antonio Gibson.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Antonio Gibson, the ball carrier.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Chicago.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Kings 10, Bears 7.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They go play action with Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
On 3rd down, Jackson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. DJ Waddle with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's taken to the 26. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
He'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
His 49-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
Non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now he dumps this off over the middle. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for a 4th time. Jackson with a pick. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
Well, that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off. and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
A gain of
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. DJ Waddle picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now Jackson. And he'll find Hall. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Jackson on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Second and 1 from the 2. One that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
10 at the 21-yard line.
first down. He'll drop to throw it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll throw now on the final play. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 15. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
They go play action now. Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he finds Corey Davis. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
6-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. That after the roughing penalty on the PAT. They'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
10 at their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And again this time to the tailback. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21.
Tackle made.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It's actually a return that they were going to be very proud of. But when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. They run it with Carson. Way down inside the 25 before it gets out of bounds. Well, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open here, Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards, a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And this is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's third down.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there. Tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Pass underneath for Carson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll toss it out to Carson, and they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
4 yards. Brings up 4th and goal.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today.
A 30-yard attempt.
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted.
The fake
picked off by Jalen Johnson.
Intercepted by the Bears. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll run on first down. It's Gibson, and he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. That second down play nets a -4.
At his own 3-yard line.
The Bears on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
That is 3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
Ain't no stopping me. I am up. #1 seed. Ain't nobody popping up. Got squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me. Hope you ready. Get it up.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And on great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Carson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Nate Gary on the tackle.
Brought down by Nate Gary.
On the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. at the Bears' 16-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. They'll try to run with Carson. On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just... And he'll get in! Touchdown, Minnesota! It's their quarterback, scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Vikings 31, Bears 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
And it's 3rd down.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
3 yards. It's now 4th down.
They'll try and run for him. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
First play of the drive, a 1st down run. Well, that sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?